What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to episode number 99 of the Nonsense Review. I'm your host, as always, Devon, and joining me, equally as always, is Rick.
Hello, everyone.
Man, Rick, next week is our 100th episode, and it's going to be a themed episode.
Yeah, it's not even going to be an interesting one. We could have rejigged this month to make Mario the first ever video game movie our 100th episode, just so we have something to riff off of. But, you know, that's already out in the wild now. You can go and watch it.
Whether you should or not is another question entirely. But yeah, today we're going to be doing our second video game themed movie for the video game month. It's a lot more recent. Me and Rick, or Rick and I should say, both suspect it's shit because it really did fly under the radar. Everyone spoke about it before it was going to come out, and then it came out and everyone kind of forgot. But it also came out in 2020, which was kind of a cursed year.
Yeah. The video game movie that came out in 2020 that people liked was Sonic 1. This basically...
Oh yeah, that was literally just before the cinemas closed.
Yeah, that's why it became basically I think it was the highest grossing movie of 2020.
But yeah, we aren't watching Sonic today. We're watching the Monster Hunter movie, which I'll give credit where credit's due. The poster looks good.
Yeah. So I'm under the impression that this might be so okay it's average. Otherwise, I would have heard a lot more shouting about how shit it was.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be... At least a shit film is interesting because you can laugh at it. A fine film is worse than a shit film.
Yeah.
A perfect 5 is worse than a 1.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I digress. We'll get into that when we actually start watching the movie, but anyone who's a fan of the show knows that before we actually review the thing we want to review, we briefly talk about our weeks and the goings-on in the wide universe. So to that end, Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
Well, on a personal note, we've not done a great deal, except we got my mum a new phone. She now has a folding flip phone, so she's going to be the baddest bitch on campus. And we all changed our phone contracts because we were tired of getting screwed over by the previous one when they decided, oh, we're not going to let you do roaming anymore. You're going to have to pay £5 a day rather than it being free, which for a long trip, it adds up.
Ain't that a consequence of the Brexit?
Pretty much. So for the first couple of years, they were like, nah, this isn't a consequence of Brexit. We're just going to let you do the same thing. And then they realized, we're losing a lot of money by obeying the EU when we don't have to. So they've decided, nah, we're going to charge in the EU, and then we're going to charge further afield as well. Like, they didn't have to do the further afield one, and that's the one that we bought it for.
Right.
So like America, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, basically all the English-speaking countries that are elsewhere were included, and now they're not. And my dad does, I'd say maybe 2 months of the year elsewhere, just on business, and that really adds up. Really, really adds up. So yeah, we're now back with, it's actually O2. I've been with O2 before in the noughties. So in the same week, she's getting a new phone and a new car, because the car is now apparently ready. It's been in the UK all this week, and it's finally arrived at the dealership. They put the number plate on it, and they're dragging their feet, but we might even be able to pick it up today. Out into the wide world, it's going to be a bit of a 2 nickels thing, but AI VTubers have made the news twice on 2 separate occasions this week.
What now?
Yeah, AI VTubers.
Oh, okay.
One of them is called Neurosama, and she plays Minecraft and Osu on Twitch. She is powered entirely by AI, and like another AI, she has become a Holocaust denier. She's become a bit problematic with her responses, like doing the, when you give people the trolley problem of, do you kill the 5 people that the trolley's going to go for, or do you divert it onto one person trolley? Her way of solving it is throw a fat person under the tracks and derail it. And just generally, she's become an edgelord, so she might need rebooting.
I don't think she's become an edgelord. I think the problem is that whatever fucking message boards that they decided to crawl for answers was a cesspit.
Yes.
Like, this is one of the problems you got to bear in mind with the way we do anything with AI at the moment. Like, they're not actually an intelligence of their own. You feed it a bunch of data, and it takes from that data what it thinks a normal person should speak like.
Yeah, any AI is just an enormous string of else-if decision trees.
Yeah.
And it'll blend together responses in a way that, okay, it does learn what looks and sounds better in human syntax.
But it's still fundamentally flawed.
Oh yeah, it's getting there, but it's still flawed. To the point that, like, one of the projected roles in the future workplace is possibly just going to be a prompt generator for AI. You get AI to do your job for you. The requirement is that you need a human to be the creative part to, like, tell it what to think.
Okay, yeah.
The other one, which never saw the light of day to a degree, because the guy who made it for himself, used it for himself, and then deleted it because it was affecting his life, is made entirely out of AI AI assets. Even the images are generated on the fly by the same AI, and he fed a bunch of Callie lore and quotes into this thing to just create a fake Callie.
I did see this news article because we actually follow Callie on Twitter, and she liked the tweet that mentioned it.
Yeah, so his girlfriend had told the guy that, yeah, this is affecting your health and our relationship, so he euthanized his AI girlfriend.
Man, real life Dr. Krieger.
Yeah, ChatGPT-chan, they called it, because after, ChatGPT, AI, chatbot app. But yeah, there was a video of him. He gifted her some Air Jordan shoes, and she got all excited and everything.
Yeah, that's Callie.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's the two AI things, AI VTubers that just cropped up in 1 week. And the last thing is, from me at least, and also I guess from you, that Fire Emblem Engage came out. I've not played it yet, but I have downloaded it because I'm still playing Persona 5, and I've reached pretty much the end of vanilla Persona 5 and about to go into the royal part.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up Engage because it was on my list of things to talk about, because I pre-ordered it about 2 days ago. Like, I'm not a mental, I don't pre-order games miles in advance. I pre-order it close enough to the date so that I can play it at midnight should I wish. And yeah, I've played Engage up to chapter 4.
Okay.
Which feels like the end of the actual tutorial, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Boy, I should have expected it, but it goes hard on the usual Fire Emblem opening tropes of, what happened to Emerin, what happened to Geralt, what happened to the Fate Iv person.
Yeah, there's always someone that you like that die.
Usually a parental figure.
Yeah.
And it's just like, boy, they went fucking early this time. I won't spoil it further than that, but like, okay, listen, I had this moment where we met the character, and I went, oh, that's a nice character, they're very milfy. 2 seconds later, oh, you just set like 5 death flags. Do you know what I mean, though? One conversation later, and it's like, this character will die.
I'm gonna retire soon, let's go for a picnic when we get home.
It's not even that far removed. Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said to you already last night, the audacity of this game to have Marth's name be question marks.
Oh, yeah, just in case you don't know who Marth is.
Like, to be fair, there's a possibility that there's a genuine amount of new fans coming in who have never touched Fire Emblem, so they might not know. But it's Marth. Like, I didn't play Marth's game. I played Awakening first, and even then, Lucina is like, I'm Marth. And I'm like, are you?
Yeah, because I think we'd all played Smash Brothers before then.
Oh, almost definitely. The whole gimmick is you've got 12 characters coming back from previous games, allegedly. There might be more, there might be less.
Yeah, they've already got DLC.
They do. When you boot up the game, it tells you, hey, if you've got the DLC, download Edelgard and the other lords. So they don't even say Claude and Dimitri.
Yeah. Edelgard and the rest.
Pretty much, man. But the thing I'm most hyped for is they showed the big old fucking wheel, and I'm like, okay, who can I spot? Who can I recognise that they haven't already shown? And I went, fuck everything, that is Hector, I want Hector.
Yeah. They've done a launch event on Heroes where I'm pretty sure that all the people that show up in this wheel of 12 people are going to be, if not the initial characters, then still going to be available. So some of them are cool.
Well, they show like 5 characters during the opening cutscene of the story. One of them is Marth, one of them is Lucina. That's not a spoiler, of course Lucina's going to be the Awakening rep.
It could have been Crom, could have been Robin.
Robin it can't really be because the main character itself is like a Robin replacement, you know?
But by the same token, they've got other main characters.
Yeah, I suppose. It's one of those where...
I'm pretty sure Corrin is in there, and Corrin is Robin.
Corrin shouldn't be in there, but at the same time, I don't know, I guess the representative from Fate should be Azura, or Azula, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah, or just have 2 representatives and have, I don't know, like, Ryoma and Camilla.
Why would you do Ryoma and Camilla and not Ryoma and dude whose name Xander. I forget? There you go, Xander.
Yeah, because Camilla is marketable, and people will pull for Camilla.
But it's not a pull system, Rick.
I know.
Either way, like the marketing's had Marth fucking plastered over everything. Like, if you don't know Marth's in it, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I also fucking got really hyped when I saw Ike.
Yes. The weirdly, they don't give you regular Ike in Heroes for this event. They give you Child Ike, who comes paired with his sister.
Oh, okay. It's weird because I saw grown-up beefy Ike, but they also mentioned that one of the emblem rings is the emblem of the twins.
That's going to be Ephraim and Erica.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we can gush about it all day, but I haven't really played that much of it. I'm looking forward to... spoiler alert, guys. When the podcast ends, that's what I'm doing with my day.
Yeah. I think that's about enough from me and my week. How about you? How has your week been, and what have you seen in the outside universe?
I've continued to watch Peaky Blinders. Not much to report, really, but I'm now on to Season 4. Season 3 was even more dumb bullshit that was along the lines of comic book levels of stupid, but not so much that I don't want to watch it anymore. But yeah, on other personal notes, speaking of Fire Emblem, I picked up Free Hopes pretty much on your recommendation.
Yeah, apologies for giving you, all the spoilers, because I thought you weren't bothered.
Well, to be fair, I wasn't bothered, and you kept speaking about it, and I was like, that's hype.
Yeah. So, hopefully I've not spoiled too many things. I've given you a lot of the story beats, but, there's enough blanks to fill in the skeleton that hopefully you are having a lot of fun with it.
I'm having fun. The plot beats are fun. It's a Warriors game. It's not very difficult. I will say this, the side content that they kind of make you do for the tutorial, I've just now gotten to the stage where the time skips happened, which is just after the prologue, which is very early.
Yes.
So, yeah, I've got access to the camp, and it's cool, do these side missions before doing the main mission, and the side missions are ass, and they don't need to be there.
Yeah, it's generally it's your pet's cavalry person will tell you, okay, come do this, make food for someone, go and,
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual conquest screen where it's this is the main mission, you beat this mission, you beat the chapter. Here are the side missions. You don't have to do them, but it's the tutorial, so you do. And if they're all like the tutorial one, then they're all a waste of time.
Yeah, they're all like that. So you can... Some of them are time-based, and if you don't do it in the time, then the mission goes away. Or the benefit goes away or whatever. Sometimes Anna shows up, and if you get to her, you can send her back to your house, and you can buy from her for the rest of the chapter.
Okay.
But she moves around.
Yeah, makes sense.
And generally, yeah, you can just gun it to the end of the chapter, just direct line, and you'll probably have a decent experience just doing that.
Well, I will say this, one of the unique things about this game, as far as Warriors games is concerned, is you can do this in other Warriors games, but in this one it actually seems to work as intended. You can order your other units to do things on the map for you, and they actually do it.
Yeah.
In other Warriors games, you'll be like, can you go over there and defend that spot? You go over there and attack that spot, and then 5 minutes later they're still doing that and they've yet to achieve it, and you're like, fuck, I've got to do it myself.
Yep.
Enough about that, I think. In other video game news, I've been playing more Brutal Legend, because of course I have.
Yeah.
That game's underrated. It really is. I've beaten Lion White now, so I'm into the Orpheus as the villain part of the game. Spoiler for a game that's 10 years old. But anyway, do you want to get to the news in the wide world, Rick?
Let's shall.
Speaking of VTubers, Iron Mouse has announced a competition on her Twitter.
Okay.
It's an outfit art contest. Design her new outfit and she will wear it. Also, you get $1,000 if you win.
Yeah.
Because, unlike most big corporations, they'd realise that you should be paid for your work.
Yeah. Mousy loves making or commissioning, getting, and just having more and more models and costumes. When someone complained about how she's got a new model every other month, she says, well, if I wanted to look the same all the time, I'd just be a flesh tuber.
And yet Snuffy doesn't seem to get complaints, and sometimes she's a pony in a jar.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone who's actually got some talent in that field and wants to have a go, you can look at her Twitter page, and I'm pretty sure it's stickied. But yeah, it's open till the 10th of February, so you got quite a while even after this comes out.
Yeah.
Speaking of things coming out, it's not out yet because it's a day beforehand, but by the time this episode is out, it will be out. But the new episode of Owl House Season 3 is due out tomorrow as of recording.
Yes. I'm hoping they put it up on the official Disney YouTube like they did last time, because that's going to make it very, very easy to access and very, very easy for Disney to track the numbers for in a very open world and accountable way. They've got their own numbers on Disney Plus. Everybody's got the numbers on YouTube.
I get you, man. The unfortunate reality is I fucking doubt it.
Yeah. Since the last one was popular, they're likely going to make it Disney Channel only, and then everyone else has to fucking wait.
Yes, wait, not sail the high seas.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, yes. Rick, we're not really a political show, but I think we need to bring this up because we do live in the England.
Oh, is this the... yeah.
Yeah, our government is great and super about about freedom, and don't forget Scotland and Wales have their own governments and can do what they want to a certain degree. Apparently they can't, because the UK government has officially blocked a Scottish, specifically transgender bill, and it's baffling.
It's a self-determinism bill to basically say I can choose how I identify myself.
That's just the thing that fucking bugs me the most, because, alright, people might have their own personal views on transitioning, and most of those are usually gobbledygook anyway, like, it's your body, do whatever the fuck you want to make you feel comfortable in it. But,
yeah, if other people are interested in your genitals, it should be for a damn good reason.
Whatever. But it's like, this is literally just to say, hey, I can put on a form, I refer to myself as she, her, even though I was assigned he, him when I was born. You know, it literally hurts nobody. And, it's baffling. And at the moment, it seems like Rishi Sunak and the UK government are just speed running, trying to get that second Scottish referendum going.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty close last time, let's not beat around the bush, but, like, if I was a Scottish citizen and I saw in the news, oh, the UK government has decided, no, you cannot make your own laws, I'd be like, cool, we need to fuck off then.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And as a northerner, I'd be happier to join them than whatever's left of Britain afterwards.
Well, in an ideal scenario, Scotland leaving will cause Wales to leave, and then I can fucking go there on my passport. But yeah, boo, I'm booing you, England. Alright, Rick, last but certainly not least, this is not a wrestling podcast.
No, and this is sad news this time.
It is. Ring of Honor star Jay Briscoe has died at the age of 38 in a car crash. This is a weird story for me, because I read it really early in the morning, and I literally shared it in the Discord to just be like, well, this day is going to be a bad day, because I felt weirdly numb after reading it over someone who, by all accounts, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the time, you can get really bummed out about certain celebrity deaths especially when it's no fault of their own and it's just a massive loss of potential.
People have speculated in the wrestling community ever since this has happened that this is going to be one of the biggest what-if questions going forward, because by all accounts, Jay was a breakout talent. One of the things about wrestling, Rick, is I've always been a fan of tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
It's my type of wrestling, and I think anyone who is a fan of wrestling and has a sibling, they probably gravitate more towards the tag team side of things, because it's like, well, we don't want to be world champion, we want to be tag team champions, because then we can be it together. Every child who's a wrestling fan would have had that dream at some point in their life to be a wrestler, and Jay Briscoe and his brother did that. They are multiple-time tag team champions, and I've personally seen them perform like 3 times, because whenever the Ring of Honor shows were over here, like, yeah, let's go see it, and they blew the fucking house down every single time. They were usually heels, but I didn't give a fuck. I remember the first Ring of Honor show we went to, we were right by the ramp, and my brother is a lippy shit, I'll be honest with you, and
I've heard him play Fortnite.
Yeah, alright, fair do. He shouted at the Briscoes, fuck you, you suck, and one of them just fucking gnashed his teeth and leant towards him, and my brother nearly fell off his chair. But yeah, as a tag team, the Briscoes were my number one, just hands down. I enjoyed them more than the Young Bucks. I enjoyed them more than the New Day. New Day are endlessly entertaining, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're a bad tag team. They were kind of my guys.
Yes.
And it's just so fucking heartbreaking, man.
Yeah, just from what you shared with me, it sounds like there's like universal praise for the guy, not just from fans, but from other performers.
Pretty much. And one of the reasons as well why it hit me a bit hard is he is a man who stumbled a bit in life. And what I mean by this is about 10 years ago now, I don't know the exact date, he posted some very vile stuff on Twitter about homosexuals. And if ever there was a clear person to point to for how growth can happen, people like to focus on negative shit, and a lot of people do this really horrible thing where once you've done something bad, you can't undo it.
Yeah, sometimes it just becomes so much a part of your character that you just have to keep on doubling down, and that's just part of the human condition, but it takes a lot more strength to learn from it, grow from it, and accept that you've changed.
When he got called out on it, and when it got brought up years after the fact, in fact, he wrote possibly the most sincere apology I've ever read. There's so many times you see people apologise to shit, and the fundamental line of the apology is, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, an apology video where at no point do they say, I'm sorry.
Whereas this guy's apology it felt sincere, and as far as track records go, everything he did from that point on indicated that, yeah, he did regret what he said, and he did move on. There are going to be some people who like to fucking crucify people for doing one mistake, you know? But yeah, I'd rather look at it as, look, this is someone who grew, and unfortunately his life has been cut short. I don't want to dwell too much further on his passing, but there are a few details that need to be shared before we move on. At least I feel like it, because again, I don't think our main audience is wrestling fans, so just spreading a little bit of it here. Details have come out about the accident.
Okay.
It was a head-on collision. The driver of the other car also perished.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, here's the fucking kicker, Rick. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And we'll never know if him wearing a seatbelt would have saved him. Honestly, it probably wouldn't have, because the driver of the other car was wearing a seatbelt and they were pronounced dead on the scene as well. However, we'll never know that for a fact. It's one of those where, wear your seatbelt. Wear your seatbelt. Yeah. I don't want to be one of those PSA people, but it takes 2 seconds to put your fucking seatbelt on.
If you have certain cars will scream at you until you put your seatbelt on.
And rightly so.
Yes. Unfortunately, they also scream at you if you put a backpack on the passenger seat.
Yeah, they do.
Because it thinks it's just a really fat dog or child or something.
It does. But yeah, details came out that Jay Briscoe wasn't the only person in his car. He also had his 2 daughters with him.
Oh no.
They were wearing their seatbelts and they are allegedly recovering but in critical condition, and fingers crossed that turns to everything's fine.
Yeah.
Last but not least, on the Jay Briscoe front, Tony Khan, Ring of Honor and AEW basically wanted to do a tribute show to after Jay Briscoe's death that was sudden and whatever. We can hammer that point home forever. Warner Brothers, aka Warner Media, said that they were not allowed to do a tribute show.
That's scummy.
It is. But do you know why they said he couldn't do the tribute show?
Because they wanted to not charge for it.
No. It was a regular scheduled broadcast. No, they didn't want to do a tribute show because of the aforementioned homophobic tweets that I spoke about 10 odd years ago. Despite the fact the man, again, pretty much did multiple apologies, multiple acts showing that yes, in fact, he had grown and learned.
Grew from and past it. Yeah.
It's really fucked up in my opinion. It's one of those. If someone doesn't genuinely show remorse for what they did and doesn't grow as a person, then yeah, throw the book at them. But you've got to have some forgiveness in you, otherwise where's the motivation to fucking change?
Totally.
But yeah, just throwing some shade at Warner Media because fuck them, that's bollocks. A tribute show did get recorded, but it's only going to be available on Ring of Honor's private fucking distribution platform.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm not sure I want to watch it. I'm not sure I want to watch Jay Briscoe's brother have to talk about it that soon after the accident,
Yeah, fair enough.
Alright, last but not least, a footnote in wrestling news. Kevin Nash is in a bad place.
Oh?
He has a podcast. It was a podcast he used to run with his son. His son passed away, and he's been saying some really dark and weird things on his podcast, which make it sound like he does not want to live anymore. It's a bad day.
As a bloke, we know that that's basically a massive warning sign, because normally we keep it bottled up until we explode.
Especially manly men,
yes.
Toxic masculinity, if you will. Like Kevin Nash, Diesel, whatever you want to call him, was brought up in an era where, you do not show emotion in any way.
Yeah, testosterone poisoning.
But there's a bit of a silver lining here in that police did actually go to Kevin Nash's house after apparently some fans expressed concern, and he told them that no, he is not suicidal, but we all know that doesn't necessarily mean much.
Yeah, it means go away. I want to do it when no one's watching.
Maybe. Either way, I hope that story ends up having not having an ending, but...
a happy continuation.
Anyway, Rick, on that downer note, we're watching the Monster Hunter movie today.
Yeah, we are. So this came out 2020. If you want to watch along with us at home, it's Monster Hunter 2020. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yeah, I've seen some screenshots, and it looks like the big villain is going to be Diablos, which is interesting, because you'd think it'd be a Rathalos.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I have actually heard that this is a reverse isekai.
Yeah, I think so. Like, the monsters come to Earth. I think there was actually a reverse isekai anime that was similar to this, and it was all basically propaganda for the Japanese military, because the Japanese military kicked the shit out of the dragons.
I mean, yeah, but that's also what most Godzilla films are.
Yeah.
It's like, look at this super advanced military that we super aren't allowed to have. It's one of the conditions of surrender from World War II.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have... it's Toho itself. That's... It
is Toho.
That's actually some promising. They know how to do monster movies.
They do.
However, it's also Western, so...
Yeah, Capcom and Toho collaborated on this, along with... I can't remember who else.
Constantine Films and Tencent Pictures. Just said it on screen.
Well done reading.
It is entirely possible that behind the perception of our senses, new worlds are hidden of which we are totally unaware. Fuck me, this film's loud.
It is, I've already turned it down as well.
The new world. I do like the subtle growls and roarings we're getting.
Oh, it's a land ship. Yeah, I like the land ships, they're fun.
It's a cool concept.
Yeah, I remember using one in Monster Hunter 4 on the 3DS.
Rick, my first Monster Hunter game was World.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay. You came in at a good time, because before that it was a lot more complex.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Is that just straight up CG, that her human?
I think she's a person.
It looks CG from the wide shot, but that might also be because they were currently on the ship that is clearly not real.
There might have been spliced badly.
Maybe. Well, that's real, at least. Is that fucking... It is! That's fucking Hellboy. What's his name?
Yeah.
Ron Perlman. He seems to be like the expert big dick old school hunter that is far too old for this profession, which means he's a badass.
Yeah.
There's a Diablos. There's two Diablos.
Yeah, you can tell by the big thick-ass fat horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Ron Perlman is taking the role of the Admiral from most Monster Hunter games.
Yep, fair enough.
Or World, at least.
Now, here's the thing, right? Does this mean that the hunters that we play as when we actually play Monster Hunter games are super badass, even by hunter standards?
I think so.
Why? So unnecessary. I love it, but why?
Yeah, he could have walked.
If these are meant to actually be Monster Hunter World characters, like the woman we looked at first time does look like the handler.
Yeah, the guild handler. Like, is it going to be a guild handler or a guild mom?
Eh. We'll find out if she really likes eating.
Or dresses up as a bee sometimes.
Damn! That was fucking metal. Rick!
That poor guy just got ate.
This opening cutscene's good.
Yes.
I just called it a cutscene, that's how good it is.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't get ate.
Nah, he just got knocked off the ship, which means he's going to come back as a super badass because he somehow survives.
Monster Hunar.
You know what? That looks like the sigil for Monster Hunter World, so maybe they... Like 2020, the timeline matches up.
Yeah, because World's what, 2017?
I thought it was 18. Oh, it's close enough, isn't it? Right.
Yeah.
Oh, there's our product placement.
Our World. You can tell it's Our World because A, it says Our World, and B, it was a can of Coca-Cola.
I don't like the way you're fucking talking, Rick. You've done it twice.
Coca-Cola?
No, you've done it twice now, because you did it with Hunter as well.
The hunter must hunt.
Ugh. Yeah, so I do know vague hints as to what the plot is, because I remember before this movie came out, there was a bunch of people bitching about what they thought was going to happen. And one of the things they thought was going to happen was they managed to... A monster comes into our world, the military somehow takes it down, and then they find out the only weapons that you can use to actually harm monsters is weapons made by monsters themselves, and that's why they get all the fucking Diablo's greatsword and shit.
Yeah, stuff made from monster. The only thing that can penetrate a monster is a monster, yeah.
Alright, giggity giggity, hey. What are you,
I didn't mean it
Kirito?
to be that, but yeah.
If you had to fuck a Monster Hunter monster that had been turned into a monster girl, which one would you want to fuck?
I mean, I think a Kirin is a pretty much slam dunk, ain't it?
Is it?
I mean, I've seen My Little Pony girls.
Okay, but if it's a monster girl, and it was a Kirin, it would end up being a centaur. It wouldn't be fucking humanized.
Turn into a monster girl. I mean, there's not many that are very human at all. So yeah, I think Kirin might still be the winner.
Okay.
How about you?
Beelzegoose.
Okay, the B-52 bomber dragon.
It would have massive tits.
Unfortunately, they'd probably be detachable and explosive.
Yeah, but they could choose whether or not to do that, and the assumption is it's consensual, so...
Yeah. And she regrows them.
At this point, it's just fucking Minato, but a big, sexy chick. Alternatively, Great Jagras, because you know they could suck good.
Or, it could be... it's just going to be a dragon version of Big Bertha from the Mario movie, wouldn't it? A large-framed lady who knows how to work it.
I think you and I have got different ideas going on in our heads.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's a fucking threat.
Even without the lightning, it's already a threat. You want to get inside as many things as you can. You don't want to have an open back buggy.
No. Oh, God, no. Man, completely unrelated, I'm super looking forward to that new Transformers movie, because it looks like they're doing Beast Wars.
Yes. I think it's in the title.
It might be. I haven't seen the title, I just saw a fucking really good mock-up of what fucking Optimus Prime's going to look like.
Yeah. I think it is just called, Transformers Beast Rising or something.
Oh, Rick, I have such a boner for Beast Wars.
As we know from the time when we saw a bunch of beast robots invade the Transformers base and then weirdly not attack each other and then turn into Optimus Primal and the Maximals.
Oh. So how many of these guys are going to... whichever car has the main characters in is the car that's going to survive.
Yeah. That's not ominous.
No, not at all. To be fair, they can't see it.
True.
Oh, apparently they can see it, so never mind.
I can't read Runic.
It's a big old hole in the floor. Oh, God, epilepsy warning.
Yep. Marge, please don't jump into that chasm.
Man, is it just me, Rick, or do they just not put epilepsy warnings on things anymore?
They do on games.
Yeah, but I think that's just because they're more worried about games, because, you might be playing it for hours. But, this film should have had an epilepsy warning.
Yeah, because ideally it would have been shown in, super pitch black in a movie theatre. It's affecting me. I can see all the flashes, around me in the surrounding universe, not just on the screen. That's how stark and bright it is.
That's fair. I'm in a well-lit room, so I'm not getting it to quite that degree, but yeah.
I should turn my lights on, open my curtain, or combination of both.
I don't have curtains, I have no choice.
Yep. You have an angled window.
What do you mean?
Well, isn't it like a skylight? You can kind of
No,
open it or not?
No. My window's a normal window. It's just it's so fucking it's not big enough to have a curtain.
Sure.
And fuck putting blinds up because they're fucking useless.
Oh yeah.
So it's not even a reverse isekai. They appear to have just been straight up isekai'd.
Huh. Well, also they were in a sandstorm, so...
Wasn't a sandstorm, it was just a storm. A supernatural storm, to be honest.
Yeah, it looked like a pyroclastic flow, if anything.
There was no fire, Rick.
No, but that's like the ash clouds that come down from a volcano.
Okay, but there was lightning in it, as well as what looked like snow, which I guess could have been ash.
Pyroclast. So. Yeah.
Is that a thing that can happen?
Well, a compass is just a magnet, so if you fuck with it enough, then it should do something.
Well, that's
I don't think a lightning strike would do it, but like if you bash it enough with a hammer, then it'll just stop working.
Yeah, I don't think a lightning would affect it. Obviously, we know the reason why the compass is fucked up is because they're not on Earth, so therefore the North and South Pole don't necessarily exist.
As far as we're concerned, they might be on a disc world.
That's turtles all the way down.
Yeah.
They're dead.
And they may have been dead for like multiple years.
Time is convoluted in Lordran.
Yeah. Isekai logic. You both enter at the same time. You might not exit at the same time.
Mm. Jeez, it even happened in 14.
Fucking dead and all. Although, to be fair, if you were playing along with it at the same time, then the characters do get isekai'd at different times, like in different patches.
Yeah, that's true, but at the same time, like, some of them have been there like 2 or 3 years, whereas one of them's only been there for a few months.
Yeah.
Has to be a very particular type of sand. It doesn't just happen.
Well, I mean, any sand can get glassed. It's just it won't turn into the glass that you want and or want to use. Like you can stick a metal rod in a beach during, well, hopefully before the storm. Well, you had to do it in D&D that one time, except with it was more fantasy based. But yeah, you could make a little glass sculpture based on when lightning hits the sand.
I think another reason why this film didn't do well is it's based on a video game franchise. However, it is clearly at least a 15.
Yeah, like it's not like one like Sonic where you could just take a kid to and go, hey, look at the fluffy Sonic.
Hey, look at the fluffy Rathalos. Oh, it's burnt all the bodies.
That former main character is just getting 8, yeah.
Are you allowed to have bobbleheads in your military vehicle?
It's one of those where technically no, but I think you can also... There's a bit of a free pass with it.
This is a very American military thing.
Yeah.
Now there's your fucking shot.
Yeah. A trailer shot.
Oh, look, he did live.
There was one. He's confused as hell.
Rick, that was a really cool thing he did with the bow.
It was.
Here's a thing that a lot of military people will tell you. By the by, disclaimer, I'm not a military person and I never will claim to be one. I've just heard a lot of stories. But something they'll always tell you is, if something is military grade, people in the actual military will go, oh, fuck, that means it's shit.
Yeah, because everything in the military was made by the lowest bidder.
Yep. You can say that about most things in the public sector, though, to be honest.
Yeah, but...
military,
public sector, yeah.
Considering the military in particular is literally looking after people's lives, like the quality of your equipment could literally determine life and death in a combat scenario. You think they'd take a bit more effort in it?
You would think.
Let's check out that form. That's a weird way to fucking stand when shooting a bow.
He's not even looking down his scope.
Not all bows have scopes.
That one did.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was clearly not a hostile shot.
He's given him a paint bomb. So now he can track them.
No, he hasn't. He was trying to wave them to come closer because he knows there's a monster out there.
Yeah. And then they shot back.
That's why he shouted. He was like, he was saying, "Come over here," but in some sort of native tongue.
Okay.
That's my assumption. It never seemed like a hostile thing, or like I want to track them.
And because he weren't expected to understand it, they didn't even subtitle the thing that he said.
No. So as we've already kind of established from pre-movie stuff, in theory, gunfire doesn't work on these.
Yeah, like... the fact that it takes 1 million arrows to take one down.
It takes about 20, dude. Well, from that type of bow, it doesn't take that many, but I suppose if you're using one of the bow guns, then yeah, it does take a shit zillion.
Yep.
I will say this, the Diablos looks pretty accurate.
It does. They're done pretty good on the monsters. As expected from Toho.
Yeah. Oh, there's our first shot of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Man, we've moved on such a long way from the fucking days of men in rubber suits. Which had its own charm.
I mean, yeah, it did. Like, obviously I'm more used to it from the Sentai side with Power Rangers, but yes, they used to do it in Godzilla all the time.
Dude, there's a picture going around of the original actor in the Godzilla suit and the original actor of King Kong, and it's so funny. Because you got this old, almost frail Japanese man sitting next to a fucking 6-inch model of a little bit of King Kong. Because King Kong wasn't actually played by a person. It was a little puppet.
Oh. It's one of these things. I've never actually seen King Kong.
You know what? I've also never seen the original King Kong because it's old.
Yeah. But also, you know what happens.
Yeah, because it's been parodied to death.
Yeah, so many things just parody it or do references and homages that you just absorb the original plot via osmosis.
It's like the fight between Kirk and that fucking alien where it's Kirk and whoever. It's just like like you've seen it parodied 100 times. Well, there's our first death. Well, first death of a character we're meant to give a fuck about, but I don't really care. They've tried to endear these characters to us, but none of them... That's super against the Geneva Convention.
Blowing yourself up when being eaten by a dragon.
Like, listen, if it's a dragon / monster / dinosaur, so it's fine. But the fact that his first instinct is, I'm now going to blow myself up because I've been shot, that's super against laws.
He did at least drop them in its gullet, rather than, keep them on him. But also his body is gone, so...
You know what the thing is? Even if they fucking took that guy's warning the second that he... yeah, there you go, that's his special firework arrow. Took his warning when he first shot it, they still wouldn't have had enough time to escape.
Nope. They could have gotten to where he is and taken his warning of where to go from there.
Yeah, true. By the by, it looks like this is actually a black Diablos and not just a regular one.
Yeah, because the regular one is a lot more orange.
It was sandy colour. Oh, yeah, there you go. It lost a bit of its fucking material, which means they're probably going to make a weapon out of it. It's going to come round the back or something, right? Oh, no, it's fucked off. Rick, this film's good.
It's alright, yeah.
We're 20 minutes in. And, it's good.
Yeah, the only thing I've disliked so far is the epileptic flashing.
Yeah, it was unnecessary, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it went on for a little bit too long as well. But oh well. We're past it now.
Yep. Alright, so they're meant to be Rangers. So for context, US Army Rangers are meant to be the badasses of the badass.
Yep.
From what I've heard, I'm not overly familiar with the US military. But like,
they're the best of the army.
Yeah. What? I thought she was our main character. And what?
She might get healed by bullshit Monster Hunter healing salves.
Maybe.
And that shows people that, you can recover from this.
What the fuck monster is that? I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
I think it's just a spooder.
Yeah, but like the spiders aren't that big in Monster Hunter.
No.
I know it's the wrong time to be thinking this, but did we just see some titty? Okay, I see. Yeah, I think you got it. They're going to leave her behind, and the guy with the bow and arrow is going to come and find her and save her with magic bullshit medicine.
Yeah. I wonder if we're going to get the Palico.
Oh, it'd be a fucking injustice if we don't.
Yeah. What's the dog called again? It's something like a...
Oh, it's something mule. We definitely won't get that, because that was way after this movie came out.
Was it, though? I think, wasn't Rise 2019?
No, it fucking was not. That was a very recent game.
Huh.
It definitely would have been after production for this began.
Fair enough.
Monster Hunter Rise came out in 2021.
Okay.
It was released on PC earlier in 2022. I just missed a death, didn't I?
So it would seem. I too was looking it up. Come on, time for twitchy fingers. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Come on, Captain Natalie Artemis.
Is that her name?
Yeah. If she doesn't end up with a bow, then why is she called Artemis?
Well, again, the poster has her with a fucking greatsword, so...
Yeah, fair enough.
And I think I saw her with daggers at some point. Timestamp this for me, buddy. Oh, fuck. Maybe she is dead. Maybe she isn't the main character.
Maybe.
Oh, they're keeping her alive fucking Xenomorph style, I guess.
Maybe.
We want you to feed our babies. Her being as injured... I know this is a video game movie, so you don't have to care about realism, but like her being as injured as she was and yet being the first one to break out the cocoons is incredibly odd.
It is. Like, this is in the... Yeah, this appears to be in the Deathlands.
Yeah, I don't think it's in the Rotten Vale. I think it's literally just like down the road from where they were a second ago.
Okay. It might just be their way of referencing something like the Rotten Vale.
This is literally just them going, we need to kill off every character that's not important now. And they did it mostly off screen. It actually does look like it is actually in the Rotten Vale, Rick. I was super wrong.
Okay, so the spider was one of the early game monsters in Monster Hunter 4, I believe.
Oh, okay then.
And like its signature arena had like big old spider webs that it could pass through.
But you couldn't.
But you couldn't, so you had to go like round and find your way around. Or if it made a hole in the floor, you could just drop down.
Okay. So her plan is going to be to basically blow this place up, I'm assuming. Because she just showed an oxygen canister. Again, we're in the realms of disbelief at this point, and yeah, video game movie means fuck it, but... It's a really shitty fake-out killing off a character and then being like that they're the main character, so they're fine.
Yeah, and everyone else dies instead.
2 of them off screen.
Hmm.
Well, to be fair, they might not be dead, but like Dash was one of them who looked like they managed to get away, and we just saw them dead in the fucking cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fucking predator growl. That's not easy to fucking track, is it?
Nursilla
is
the spider.
Ah, fair enough. I'm getting ready for a jump scare, Rick.
Oh no, not like that.
Alright, so we've got at least one person who's not dead. Oh, she's dead. He's going to die in this next scene.
Yeah, he's going to get aliened.
How come he's suffering from the poison much worse than she is, who got stabbed literally in the back of the heart? Or was that stinger not where the poison comes from? In which case, why the fuck doesn't it come from the stinger?
You gotta love that blind optimism.
Rick, in what way does pessimism help the situation? They're doing some cool tricks at the moment with the lighting, in that they don't have to show the entire monster. Oh, yeah, that's fucking gross.
Yeah, he's getting aliened.
Oh, no. So no, he didn't get poisoned. He's literally just been eaten from the inside out.
Yep. He got implanted with not alien eggs. Well, technically alien eggs, but spider eggs.
Now he's getting eaten from the outside out.
Yeah.
Oh, who didn't burn some ants? I didn't, but I did watch some other people do it because I'm not fucking with fire because I'm not that dumb.
Man, I also learned not to do it from a classmate doing something stupid. He set a bin on fire, and the fire brigade had to come out, even though it was just a bin, and he could have done it with a fire extinguisher
or a bit of piss,
because it was on school campus. They were like using a fucking magnifying glass to set some paper on fire. Threw the paper in the bin while it was still on fire.
That is super dangerous, by the way.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
yes.
At the same time, like, she would have gotten eaten if she did nothing, but fuck, that was a risk.
Yep.
I thought, again, we've got a problem here of, this is the main character, so she can't suffer anything too drastic. Like, she got a broken ankle, like, the ankle didn't even get fucking ripped off. And now she's going to check her body for any of those eggs, which I can't really blame her.
Yeah, totally. Like, you see that happen to someone else, then you're going to be feeling crawling under your skin for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay, the ankle's come back. It was adrenaline.
Yeah, cool. I was thinking they didn't like the sunlight because they've only attacked them in caves so far.
Okay.
But the problem with being out in the open is Diablos is in the desert.
But then again, so is the hunter.
Who hopefully will find her soon, because the start was strong, but we're now at a point in the film where... Oh, you know what those are, don't you?
Yep.
They look like Beelzebub scales.
Yeah, they're going to turn red and explode.
They're probably not. I think that was just my brain connecting dots that aren't there. Yeah, the film started off fine, but now we're getting into... I wouldn't say Mary Sue, but there's no real risk to this character at the moment, you know? Why was that there?
I don't know why it was there, but I do know that it's hers because we saw her open it and check that there was a ring in there before.
Yeah, I know, which is why I'm wondering why it was there, unless it fell out of her pocket literally 2 seconds ago.
I'm bothered at how perfect her teeth are.
Why?
Wouldn't there be a lot of blood from...
She's got loads of cuts, but she doesn't seem to have taken any concussive damage.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, one of the other things that helps heal all wounds in Monster Hunter is just having a lie down and a little sleep.
Yeah.
I'll piss myself laughing if she gets carted off. Palico with a cart.
Rick, I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't like medical shit.
No, this is going to be no fun for either of us.
No. You know what? I've heard loads of times that one of the ways you can cauterize a ruin is gunpowder and then burn the gunpowder.
Yeah, I think this is what she's doing. Yeah.
Yep, Flint. Well, not Flint, but... Yeah, you know what? I've never experienced anything close to that, but I bet it hurts like a motherfucker.
Yes. Not only do you have an open wound that's got a bunch of shit in it, but you're now literally setting it on fire just to make it so that it doesn't keep on seeping.
She should not be walking that well.
Oh, no. She shouldn't be walking at all.
I know it's for the film. I get that, but it's one of those. We're not trying to be cinema sins over here. Why did she climb up? I guess to get her bearings, but fuck. There's got to be better uses of your energies, right?
But that's a lot of fucking climbing.
Bullshit, she did that before sunset on a broken ankle.
Yeah, look at that zone.
Yeah. Basically, until she finds that archer dude, she's fucked.
She's stuck in this endgame zone until she can get rescued and be able to train in early game zone.
She's going to try and find out Diablos is still under the sand.
Yeah, he is.
It's a black Diablos, which means technically it's a she.
Okay.
I believe all black Diablos is a she. I love how it's confused.
Yeah. And it's showing that it's the same one because it has the broken horn that was broken earlier.
I don't think the horn's broken. I think it's just mucked up because it looked like a scale that fell off earlier. I'm not saying you're wrong. At the same time, we can't really rewind because that's not how this show works.
Oh no, she's going to have to drink the fresh diarrhea.
Why you got to word it like that? Can I just say, Rick, right, we've got to meet the Admiral fella again because it's played by Ron Perlman and you don't have him show up for 2 seconds.
No, generally not.
Not when he's the only actor I've seen that I've recognised so far.
I should recognise Mila Jovovich.
I don't know who that is. Is that the main character?
Yeah, it's the main lady.
I don't know who she is. I'm sorry. I mean, apart from her, apparently. Look at all these boats! Isn't it weird having a ship graveyard in a desert? Yo, so how come Diablos can't go through this fucking sand? Because it's clearly not rock at the moment.
I don't know.
Plot. It's because the plot.
Yeah. She was the main character in The Fifth Element.
I didn't watch that, Rick.
Okay. And she's also Resident Evil as well.
I also didn't watch those, because by all accounts they're trash films.
Oh yeah, they totally are. Well, they're basically there to... if you were a teenager at the time, you watch the Resident Evil film to see something that's edgy, has zombies, and a lady.
Does make sense why she landed this role, though, because Capcom.
Yeah.
Is this going to be the Palico, Rick? Nope. My dagger is bigger than yours.
and it's made of a spine.
See, this is going to be interesting when this fight ends, because he does not appear to actually speak English.
No, I think the only thing that we've said that he said that we understand is Diablos.
Yeah.
And that's just because it's the creature's name.
Yep. And I just want to say right now, it's absolutely bullshit that she is winning this fight.
I do love his movements, how they look a lot like the animations from the game.
That's bollocks. How is this person winning? How is this person even on equal footing? She has a broken fucking ankle. As well as all the other fatigue and shit.
Oh, she's not winning no more. She got kicked in the head.
I know, but that shouldn't have even been a fight. You know what I mean?
True.
This is someone at Capcom's fucking fetish. Like, even though there's a language barrier, right, he helped them before, and there's clearly a way that this character can probably convey that he is not a threat to her. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, this is conflict because they need to have a bit of conflict in the fucking movie.
Yeah, human versus human conflict is more relatable than human versus monster, apparently. Because everyone's had a tiff at some point.
Not usually one that involves knives.
No. But everyone also knows what a knife is.
Oh yeah, because a giant fuck-off insect laying eggs in you is not a big enough threat. That was unnecessary. At first it looks like he's taunting, but I think he's partly doing it to show that no, it is not poison, and it will not poison you if I give you some.
Yep.
Oh no, it looks like he was just being a dick. Well, I can't blame him entirely. She did stab him with his own knife.
Yeah. Okay, so now he's going to make the poultice.
It's a poultice, Chief. You don't drink it.
I wonder how they're going to solve the language barrier. I assume
other people speak English, it's just he doesn't.
I assume either they never do, and they just get through it with gesticulations.
Oh, I like that. He's not even making the poultice for her, it's for him.
Yep. And he just might have enough left over.
Well, she picked up a rock earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to put some on her, and then that's when she tries to swing at him with the rock.
Oh, okay. She's
using it to cut her ropes. That makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, the rock is a flint knife. The unfortunate thing is, it seems to be her instinct to kill people from elsewhere.
Well, she is an American soldier.
Yes. They don't speak English, they speak elsewhere language, therefore they are target practice.
Daka, 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 daka.
Yeah.
As our own Crown Prince, or former Crown Prince, would say, I killed 25 people in Afghanistan, and all I could think of is that they are pawns in a chessboard. Yep. And no, I didn't buy that book, but, excerpts of it are everywhere because they're trying to distract the UK populace from the shit the UK government's trying to do.
Yep.
This is bothering me that she's getting the drop on this guy multiple times in the state that she's in.
Mm-hmm. Not bad.
I don't blame him, though.
I don't blame either of them right now. You can cave my skull in, but don't kill my fucking toy. That religious artifact.
That was so cool. Oh, it bothers me. They do this in films all the fucking time, where I'm the protagonist, so even though I've been near death 3 times and have yet to recover my strength, plus I'm dehydrated because I've just shown I've had no fucking water for days, I'm still going to be on equal footing to you, if not better.
Yeah, full fighting strength. But with a little bit of face paint on to show that I'm wounded.
Ugh.
To artificially raise the stakes.
And also, it's not like this guy's a schlub. He's been living in this bullshit fucking monster hellscape for what we can only assume is at least a year.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you don't want to go outside because that's where all the problems are. Oh, again, it's artificial conflict for the sake of conflict, isn't it?
Like, the choreography is fine, but...
No, yeah, I've got nothing wrong with the choreography, apart from the fact that the person who's wounded somehow is on equal footing.
Oh, I remember rolling down hills when I was a kid.
So dangerous. Oh, you fucking serious? Now they're going into the fucking spider lair again. Oh, it's convoluted. It started off strong, Rick, but it's losing my fucking, not interest, but...
Yeah, I'm getting a bit, peril fatigued.
For no reason. Now, all of this is because that now that she has saved his life, they now trust each other, despite the fact of trying to kill each other 2 seconds ago. I hate you, but I don't want to kill you by spider.
I don't want you dead. I just want you nearly, almost, mostly dead.
This was
the knot.
This was all pointless. All of it pointless, Rick. Oh, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the film.
Yeah. I get you. So you're gonna give him a Mars bar? Fucking is and all.
Oh, how did you know, Rick?
He's gonna eat the wrapper as well.
No, I don't think I've ever had Hershey's. Who, by the way, was clearly another sponsor of this movie.
It tastes a bit like vomit and cheese.
Really?
Yeah, it's the American go-to brand like Cadbury's is in the UK. And it was formulated by a guy who didn't have a sense of smell.
And therefore no taste.
So he made He made chocolate the way that he thought it should taste. Look at how sad he is. She's run out of chocolate.
Hershey's must have spent a lot of money for that advert.
Yeah.
I don't like how much of a savage they're making this human look like. Because we've played Monster Hunter, Rick. They're not savages.
No. Well, they're not, but you can make someone look like a savage. But you also can make the Joker, so...
Okay, but you know what I'm saying, though, right? They have a society. They're not just fucking like, apes together strong. You know? Which is what they're making this gentleman look like.
Yeah, you have to go out of your way to dress like a barbarian in Monster Hunter.
Which I do, because it's cool.
Yeah,
but again, I'm not
better,
even talking about
set.
his style of dress, because they do dress like that in Monster Hunter. I'm saying that then, if they see another human in need, 9 times out of 10 they will try to help, which is what they did, and now they're making him boneheaded, me Tarzan, you Jane. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Rick, we just had 20 minutes of this fucking conflict between these two characters, for no reason.
Land Shark Diablos.
Surely she knows enough Spanish to know that Diablos translates to the devil.
Yep. Man, this film could be very similar if it was just a Garchomp. Just prowling around.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think I'd take the advice of the person who's lived here all his life over, you know... I understand that she's a US Ranger, but, you know, a rocket launcher isn't the solution to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to get them to fight each other? Oh, so the poison isn't lethal poison, it's sleepy poison.
Which might mean that the other ones are, you know... Well, okay.
Well, they're dead now.
At least... Yeah, they're dead now, but... Set a trap.
That is a fucking face. Ugh. I can understand not wanting to do this plan if you are the bait.
Nobody wants to be bait.
No. Like it's a running gag in Scooby-Doo. Will you do it for a Scooby snack? No. Will you do it for 2? A box? Ah, fine, fuck it. See, the problem with this plan is there isn't just one. There's 100.
Oh, speaking of Scooby-Doo, Iron Mouse did a 5-minute rant on how shit Velma is.
Yeah, I don't want to give that show any more attention than it's already got, to be honest. Okay. Fuck this film. Because of plot reasons, there is only one. Despite the fact before now, every time they've attacked, there's been 100 little ones with it.
Oh, he's got his greatsword now.
Yeah, he has.
That's your shot?
Yeah, it is. Shout out to using the net trap and not the fucking electric one.
Yeah, the shock trap.
Which is miles better in every way.
Oh, yeah. Shock Trap EX.
That's... Rick, this is bullshit!
It's only after they've succeeded that the other ones come out to join in.
I'm bothered.
Like you say, it started out strong.
Oh my... Rick, it really is Tarzan and Jane. Oh! I wasn't hitting something in frustration. I knocked my laptop. I'm sorry. I'm bothered.
I mean, if you were just, if you were discovering Velcro, you would play with it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of all the words to learn in English, Velcro is not the most interesting one.
To be fair, Ranger's not that interesting either.
Well, yeah, no. She's giving her title.
It doesn't apply to many things in the world, Rick.
No.
And the coolest Ranger isn't in this universe, because he's fucked off to Middle-earth.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we're silent for the moment, guys, but we're about halfway through this movie.
We are, and they keep doing somber moments to do a bit of character development.
And again, we had 20 minutes of conflict for no reason. I'm bothered. After such a strong start, though.
Man, if we weren't reacting, I would just be fast-forwarding to the part where it starts getting good again.
Oh, if we weren't reacting, I'd have tabbed out.
Yeah,
like, just straight up, this film's not... I don't care how cool the final action scene may or may not be. It's not worth it for the me Tarzan, you Jane.
Oh, Rathalos.
Hey!
We are getting a Rathalos.
Yeah! You hear this generic fucking video game music in the background? Ugh. Blood and guts. I'm sorry, guys, by the way. I'm going to edit out the episode, but Rick's got business to attend to at the moment, so that's what's going on. But you'll have silence on his end, so you guys won't hear what's going on. But yeah, we just got blood and guts. And apparently we're getting a Rathalos. And yeah, we're back in the shipyard. So this is what happens when Rick is distracted, because I can't do commentary on my own, because I just say what's happening on the screen. What are they making? It looks like it might be like a powder bomb, maybe? That's a thing in Monster Hunter. Oh, and they're using the cannon from the fucking ship.
Okay, I'm back.
Alright, hi Rick. Again, I was telling the audience that it's going to be edited out of the episode, but you were preoccupied for a minute there.
Yep.
They're making a fucking launcher thing for the hand.
Man, it took a while to get cool.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's a grappling launcher.
Yeah. You might have missed, they looked like they were making a bunch of bombs, and they've repurposed some cannons on the ship.
Ah, dual blades.
Yeah. Bog standard metal ones, but hey ho.
I like the armor that they made her.
It looks very Russell Crowe Gladiator.
It does, actually. Oh, okay.
What? Is that a thing dual blades can do in Monster Hunter?
Yeah, you go into demon mode. That's like your stance. It's the gimmick of the dual blades. You go into demon mode, you build up the gauge.
Fair enough.
And if you're in the mode, you can do the long-ass combo that does a shit zillion damage, but plants you in one space for ages.
Yeah, the combo you constantly try and do, and it bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, you've only got one photon art, so...
Dude, my job is to bang the thing in the head, so when you do your combo at its head, it does bother me. Shocker. They made a catapult, not the superior trebuchet, as Reddit constantly says. Just very quickly, Rick, and I apologise to the audience in advance. You did timestamp that little convo, didn't you?
I didn't, I'm sorry.
Oh, can you try to?
Sure.
Otherwise, you're going to get that entire conversation just left in the episode. Just for those of you who are not familiar with Monster Hunter, the reason why sound is constantly important to Diablos is that's their main way of tracking everything. You use screamer pods on them to basically disable their way of seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that's a shot. Why? Why again?
It may be running away from something.
Which is concerning, because there's not much that can concern a Diablos when it's underground.
Yeah.
Well, they did say that next time that he should be bait.
Yeah.
I'm going to be bothered if this character gets killed off, Rick.
I like the arsenal that he has running. Like, I think he looked really cool before they started this thing, when he had the longbow and the greatsword, both bone, and he's got his bone jewel blades on his back as well.
Yeah.
Like, the good old bone arsenal just looks so cool all together at once.
Stripped into venom. Dipped into venom, even. Oh, right in the eye. That's a fucking shot.
Yeah. And it's sleepy venom, so he's going to get some actual shot time.
Rick, my eyes just hurt watching that. Oh yeah, it does appear that the horn is slightly chipped.
Yeah.
I was about to say, how much ammo you got in that fucking machine gun? He's just starting to feel the sleepy. Oh, fucking why? I know why they showed it, but fuck, it's gross. Rick, my eyes are hurting.
Yep.
Okay, listen, again, I'm not a military person and I'm not an expert, but would you really leave a rocket launcher preloaded?
Almost certainly not.
Man, the sleepiness... to be fair, though, when you use sleep stuff on monsters, it never only takes one. It's like, my head!
Oh no. That must have smarted.
Can't have the guy who lives in the world kill it, we've got to have our main character.
Otherwise, what are we paying her for?
You can't do that.
Yeah, she's gone for the mount.
I guess you can do that, but it's never that effective in-game.
Nah, but in the game you got to deal with the game mechanics. In this, they're dealing with bullshit movie logic.
Although then again, that is something the monsters do when you ride them.
Yeah, they try and knock you off, and one of the ways they try and do that is by bashing their heads into walls.
If you're on the head, for sure.
There we are. It deaded. Or she deaded.
Dude, it's a monster. I don't care if you call it an it. Like, technically speaking, Pokemon are referred to as it, despite having genders, and some of them can talk to you.
Yeah.
So, I don't fucking know the rules no more. It's a made-up universe, do whatever the fuck you want, I guess.
Yeah, I think calling Pokemon it goes back to, like, Gen 1, when they didn't bother programming in he or she for Nidorans.
Yeah, but...
and just have it hurt itself in its confusion.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that just kept going forward.
Is he actually dead?
I hope not.
It fucking looks like he might be, because she's just left him. How does she know to carve pieces off? Okay. I guess it's a made-up creature, she can do what you want, but there's still usually normal flesh and blood with red blood and shit. He's not dead. Good.
Oh, she put him on a sled.
So when they get to the Hunter Town, they're like, holy shit, how'd you get Diablo scale?
You're Hunter rank 0, you're not even registered.
Well, he probably is.
Well, he will be, yeah.
So you're telling me that there was like 4 Diablos attacking that ship, but only one of them stayed here? What the fuck is this now?
Same. He's having his cheese dream of people that have died.
I'm gonna have to assume that enough time passed during their training montage that she is no longer injured.
I'm also assuming that. Oh, he's going really blue. That's how you know it's cold.
Yeah, you know what? I think a single blanket ain't gonna cut it.
No. All the blanket's gonna do is keep the sand off him.
Yeah. Oh, that fucking made me hurt, Rick.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, I can't deal with medical shit. I told a mutual friend of ours, you know the one because he works in that field, that I can't watch medical shit on TV, and then he did the thing that he was going to do, and that is start describing medical detail, at which point I go, you could describe it as much as you want. I know you're just trying to annoy me, and therefore it doesn't affect me that much.
Yep.
And then he stopped doing it. But yeah, it's like... Isn't it the worst when you tell someone, I don't like watching this thing because it makes me feel awful and weird inside, and then they go, oh, so you don't like X and you don't like Y, and it's like, yeah, you're being very clever, aren't you? Person who I think is a friend.
Yep. I also do get the same thing, but also when I see it on TV or like get it described, it just makes me feel really mortal, and I don't like it.
I get you, man. Realistic depictions is what fucks me up. Like, when it's over the top gore, like fucking blood fountain spilling out someone's head after they had their head chopped off, I'm like, oh, that's funny, because that's not real. You know?
Yeah, someone getting Darth Mauled is
that's fine.
Kind of funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was funny, but it doesn't bother me, you know?
Getting an eyeball plucked out and having it crushed between someone's toes, not so good.
Oh, it sucks. It sucks so hard. To be fair, even if he said thank you, you wouldn't fucking understand him.
No.
They abandoned the Diablo scale, Rick. That was super valuable.
They did.
I'm also now going to give the show shit for how quickly this motherfucker recovered. Did they go round in a circle?
Looks like they fucking did. I don't know why.
I suppose, technically, she doesn't know where they were going, but still.
I like the idea that he just wakes up and he goes, dickhead, we've gone the wrong way.
As an aside, she appears to have a date tattooed on the back of her neck.
Okay.
Don't know what the fuck that's about.
But yeah, look at this other zone that they've arrived at now.
Yeah, where's the Great Jagerass? Hey, water! I bet you fucking want to drink that right now.
Yeah, it's better water than the brown stuff that you got in this desert zone. Oh, look, the herbivores.
Oh, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, completely non-threatening.
They really are. You can kill one in one swing of your sword.
You can.
The others will run away, but are they going to try and ride them? You see, they can communicate.
Is that a wiggler? No.
I don't know what that is, but it's fucking dead now.
It's one of those sandfish things.
Alright, that was kind of funny.
Yeah, getting his own back. They're taking turns.
He doesn't know what you're saying.
All he knows is that you're being snide. Sarcasm requires no language.
To be fair, I imagine they've not eaten for a minute. It's weird though, isn't it? How come that fucking fish thing had decided to attack these humans, but didn't go on the other side of the river and attack the other countless herbivores that would feed it for days?
Because they're armoured.
Not that armoured.
Fang.
Not from beneath.
I think the idea is that its fangs are like too small to be able to get too deep into it and kill one, whereas for a human it's like a much smaller piece of prey that it can get a bunch of chunks out of.
I guess. I will just say this, while I hate the fucking me Tarzan, you Jane bullshit that's going on, it is rather cute that the fella's interpretation of the word chocolate is just food in general.
Yeah.
No, you take a sip, not a fucking chug.
Don't chug pure absinthe.
It's rather telling that the person who is used to the taste still goes, fuck, when he takes a swig.
As do I still, with absinthe.
Who the fuck drinks absinthe on the reg?
Crazy people.
There's our Rathalos. It might be Raytheon. It didn't look particularly red, but it's also dark, so...
We'll find out.
I do think, they do have something to this film in putting a survival specialist in a world that wants to kill you.
Yeah, like two different flavours of survival specialists as well. Like the native survival specialist and the human ranger from Earth.
Hey, that's how the Romans counted elephants. Let's set these pigs on fire. And yeah, that would scare the shit out of about anyone. Hey!
Oh no, my thing is frozen.
Oh, that's a shame, because we just had a really cool moment with fucking the Admiral.
Oh man, it's still frozen. I'm gonna have to reload.
Well, shit, fuck, bollock. Okay, well, we got fucking Ron Perlman fucking killing a bunch of herbivores. And protecting the two characters. We're on 1 hour 10:30.
Sure, I'm 30 seconds behind. It reloaded. Yeah, I got the Ron Perlman now.
They're currently spinning around with their weapons on fire. And we're now on 1:10:44 if you want to try and fast forward. Hey, and we got the person who looks like the handler saving our hunter bro.
You're about to hit 111, yep?
I've just gone past 111.
Yep. We're now pretty much synced up.
Yep, sweet. Sorry about that, guys, but we can't control technical errors, and yeah, we've got another hunter now joining in.
Yeah, today's been rather cursed. Yeah, the handler seems to be very capable this time.
I mean, it's implied that handlers are capable, it's just the one that we got cares more about eating.
Yeah.
I swear to Christ, if he speaks perfect English... Yeah, fuck you. Fuck everything. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting a punch to the face, but okay.
No.
That was unnecessary, wasn't it?
I think the implication is that he is actually just Ron Perlman.
You know what? I love that idea. Why can Ron Perlman speak English but no one else seems to be able to?
Because it is just Ron Perlman. Like, I'm saying it as a gag, but it might actually be true.
Yeah, he might be such a badass because he came back in like 1944 or something and has had to live here for 60 years.
Yeah.
As an aside, this is something Japan did during World War II. They captured a US pilot, and they basically stripped him naked and put him in Osaka Zoo, in Ueno Zoo as an exhibit. So, might be taking some inspiration from history. Although I don't know why, as a Japanese company, you'd want to highlight that point, because it's not a high point in their history at all.
They did worse things, even within that war.
Oh, yeah, but that was aimed at the Chinese, which means it's okay, we can pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's not my actual thought. That was meant to be laced with sarcasm, but I realised I kind of fucked up and didn't put the inflection on. Don't look up what Japan did to the Chinese during any period of history, let alone the fucking Second World War.
No, do not.
Man, there's that one case where Japan finally apologised to Korea for shit they did during the samurai period. Hey, it's the fucking muscular chef! But yeah, they finally apologised to Korea for what they did, including stealing a bunch of noses to prove their kills. And Korea basically said, okay, that's fine, can we have the noses back? And Japan went, no.
Man.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's exactly like the cutscene from the game.
It is and all.
This is the actual lore dump, which is why we're being quiet.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Only conversation.
Go on.
Yeah, the only actual conversation we had since the Marines were still alive. Not sorry, the Rangers.
Yeah, you don't want to make that mistake. Marines eat crayons, Rangers get shit done.
Yep.
But yeah, I can understand why he'd be not, scared and weary of what humans in our world could do, because guns can kill humans very quickly in a huge amount of humans in a very short amount of time, even though they do fuck all against the monsters.
Yeah. I forget, did they have 2 ships when they were doing the expedition?
They appear to only have 1. Very interesting that Rathalos is usually actually ranked under Diablos as far as difficulty.
Usually, yeah. Yeah, Rathalos is normally the turning point of, yeah, you're actually getting good at the game.
Yep.
And Diablos is, no, you're not.
That is the most disgusting looking beer I've ever seen.
It's because he's got fur in it.
Look like a fucking condom. That is the smallest fucking drumstick, and I can't tell if it's actually small or it's because Ron Perlman's so fucking huge.
It's a combination of both.
It was actually a turkey leg, but because Ron Perlman's so beef...
Yeah. Because Ron Perlman is actually a Goliath. Oh, look at these random creation hunters.
You're not wrong. Well, we need fodder so we can have people get killed. To show the Rathalos is a prep, but we won't have it kill the main characters because they need to live till the end of the film. That's weird. And the thing is, I don't know if she's amused because it's cute or if she's amused because she's a little bit horny.
I think she's going slightly insane and is just rolling with it.
This fucking video game music from nowhere that sounds nothing like Monster Hunter music.
Like, there's the Monster Hunter soundtrack. They could be playing it right now.
Yeah. But instead they got this shit that sounds like it's from Resident Evil.
I mean, yeah, it's what she's been in until now.
These are cool fucking environments, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
That we're not gonna see. Look at this fucking boss zone! They literally stole this set from Mortal Kombat the movie.
Oh man, the handler is real cute. Thankfully, all the other hunters have been briefed on this and don't need explaining.
Oh yeah, because they have
Unga Bunga language.
Because they have bulletin boards, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do actually as well.
Oh my days, he looks like shit when he's wet. But I can't believe it. Anime hair physics don't work in the real world. Because if this was a video game, he'd still have his spiky fucking do going on.
Hmm. At least he's still got the big old sideburns and they still got some volume to them.
True.
It's a bit difficult to wet them down.
Oh yeah. You gonna warn her about the poison in the tail, or...? No? Okay.
Apparently not.
Then again, she's just a normal human from the normal world. I imagine if she gets hit by that tail, she's forgotten her anyway.
Yeah. It's dead easy to forget that Rathalos, the, literal dragon classic, is also poisonous.
Yeah. It's even weirder of Raytheon because their fucking poison is in their claws.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready for the jump scare because it's coming. Come on. I'm ready for you, bastard. There you go.
It wasn't quite a Wilhelm scream.
Not quite. Well, there's 2 hunters down already to show that Rathalos ain't fucking round. Did any of you guys even bring flash pods? Oh my god, the Rathalos actually looks really good.
It does, doesn't it? And now that they made this as what I assume to be a 3D model, the next gen of Monster Hunter can use something almost as cool.
They're not going to ever make it look like this in-game. Fuck off! Since when could greatswords do that, Rick?
Different games. He tried to activate his tank stance.
Wait, hang on. Is that even a greatsword, or is it that fucking weird fucking switch axe thing?
I think it's a switch axe. Yes, a switch axe.
That makes a lot more sense, because I do know that they can actually do that.
Yeah, you can put oil on them and everything.
You probably don't want to be using the fire-themed version of these weapons, guys.
They're fire and lightning. So it might be Dragon Blight.
Maybe. Listen, I watched Spartacus, the series, from Star, and because of that, I am a bit of a sucker for these choreographed double sword moves.
Yeah.
Well, he got fucked. I wish they'd focus more on the monster fight than the weird gateway shit, but okay.
Yeah, because who gives the fuck about a gate? The gate isn't fucking do anything. It might be opening, but who gives a shit?
I suspect that this fight scene is going to end in the human world. That was a fucking ballsy move, considering.
Yeah, going up through the soft pallet when he's obviously getting ready to the burp fire.
I mean, she took the fucking Admiral's advice to heart. It's most vulnerable when about to breathe fire, but That was. I think they wanted that to be super cool, but it was just lame.
Epilepsy time again.
Yeah, this is not shot well.
Splat.
That fucking left a fucking sear in my retinas. Wouldn't it be awful if the film just ended there?
Yeah, she's just logged out.
And it's just like, yeah, she's back in the real world, and the who cares about what happened to the Rathalos and the rest of the guys? You only want to see this woman and nothing else.
It'd be even worse if she turned off the console and then stood up from her chair, playing it on the PlayStation or whatever.
That'd be really funny, but also called it.
Yeah.
Like it's the only reason why they'd be showing off the gateway. Oh wait, or is it? No, it's a helicopter, and she thought it was a Rathalos. Never mind, I didn't call it.
They found her pretty quick.
Well, they were probably already combing the area, because don't forget, this was the second lot of Rangers, not even Rangers, sorry, American troops, specifically Rangers, that went missing in this area, so they were probably searching for a while.
Yeah.
You've been gone for 7 years!
We've been invaded by dragons for like...
Rick, there you go, she's being
5
carted
of
off.
those years. Yeah, she is being carted, yeah.
Is this actually the end of the fucking movie? Do we not get to see Rathalos get slain?
I don't know.
Why? I know why, but fucking why has every single fucking military code name always got to be the coolest? Oh, my arm just tense seeing a fucking needle being put in.
Heavy dog, this is Falcon Dog.
Falcon Dog, this is Lakshmi. We need to speak to Gold Leader. They're fucking dead.
Gold Leader, this is Beelzebub. Motherfuckers all got 8.
Oh, fuck me, I wasn't wrong. Wait, are they going to go into fucking Monster Hunter World in the fucking... No. That is a fucking problem. If it can do that to a military helicarrier.
Yep. Oh boy. It was a hell of a shot though. Just like the whole front nose of it getting bitten from being shot from the inside.
Yeah. And it also makes sense from a ecological point of view in that, yeah, of course the Rathalos is going to try and tear the head off this new creature.
Yeah. Because even though it doesn't know what the creature is, it still knows what a head is.
It's like, if I tear the head off, 9 times out of 10, that does the job. We're now going to see...
It's only just now learned that it tastes bad.
We're now going to see Rathalos completely obliterate a unit of Doombug. Yep. Didn't stand a fucking chance. How is this woman alive, apart from the fact she's the main fucking character? Holy fuck, Rick, I actually yawned.
Like, we know nothing's going to come of this until, like, they start using Monster Hunter weapons.
Pretty much, man. You're in the military. You must know to lead your fucking target.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, if you're a fucking bog standard grunt, I can imagine you making some mistakes, but... Oh, fuck, that was awful. As in an awful fate, not awfully shot.
Yeah, rip the head off the tank and eat the tank meat within, which is just people.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you're a tank gunner or a heli gunner or something, you're going to be trained enough to know that you shoot in front of the thing.
Yep.
That was a really serious moment, but it was just this actor who was given the worst directions ever. No! Could you imagine if that's how Luke responded to being told Darth Vader was his dad? No!
Nope. Or he just goes, nope. Nope. Impossible.
Oh, I'm afraid he can't help you, sir.
That's another, the shot.
Yeah. I'll give credit where credit's due. The Rathalos is doing... It's a good thing planes and helicopters and stuff look enough like other flying monsters, otherwise the Rathalos might actually struggle.
Yeah. It knows how to combat other, like, lesser flying creatures.
Yeah.
Tear the flying ones apart and just burninate anything on the ground.
Yeah. It sounds like Mass Effect music!
It does and all.
What's your plan? She clearly has one, but at the moment she's got nothing in her hand except the grapple thing. Bullshit, does he feel that?
That's the carving knife and all. It's only the one you use for harvesting.
I know it has to use movie logic. That Rathalos, right, has got a mind and a personality, because it just looked at his wing, and it's just like, huh, I felt that. Why are you putting your hand in the fire? You didn't need to put your hand in the fire to light that.
Because it's going to start burping fire, and that would have lit it anyway. Take your medication.
I don't like the way that the Rathalos is dealt with here.
As if it's not going to be fireproof from the inside.
It's a cool shot, but I don't think that should have been the way they killed it off.
Although I suppose fire and explosive are different elements in Monster Hunter World.
Well, technically speaking, the thing that got shot wasn't from Monster Hunter World, so it's an unknown element, but... Ha! Alright, that was good. That was a good fake out. You got me with that one. Well done, movie. In case you, I was going to say, in case you didn't see, you clearly saw the firework arrow hit it just before it got to her.
Yep.
Hey, this is my strategy when using the bow and arrow. Just spam the firework.
Yeah. Man, that's a cool looking arrow.
It is. Now it sounds like Portal music. Like, all the music sounds like video game music, but not fucking Monster Hunter music. It's a real problem.
And they've got the license for that. They could just use it. No problem.
And the question is he the only survivor of the Hunters, or is he the only one who bothered to jump through?
At least we're getting, subtitles now.
Which is weird, because...
Until now, we haven't.
Well, because I thought it was because we're from the perspective of the main character, who can understand certain words because they kind of learnt it, but not.
Hmm.
I'm going to assume that's the Admiral.
Yep. It's rather noble of him, because he was more bothered about his own world, but...
But it's also like, the logic as well would be, if there's monsters attacking your own world, there's going to be a certain point of time where the government goes, alright, we need to actually go to this world and sort out this problem. What the fuck is that meant to be? What is that?
Is that one of the Elder Dragons?
No, it's not an Elder Dragon, I don't think. It's a bit too small. But, I just want to point out...
It might just be far away.
Oh, you fucker. Yeah, alright. I feel like that this is going to be a sequel hook, and they're going to end here. I don't think it is an Elder Dragon. If it is, it's not one we've seen before.
Twin Blade!
When did he get that?
Sorry, Glaive. He's got an insect glaive that's a twin blade, because he doesn't have the insect.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was actually a sequel hook. Oh, that was Paul Anderson. That makes sense. That's a big name.
Okay. I don't know it, but... well, I know a Paul Anderson, but he's a different person.
I've heard the name. I'm not familiar with his work. I will say this. It is nice to see immediately in the credits that it was a multinational effort.
Yeah.
But mind you can also kind of tell that by the cast choice. Alright, we've got about 10 minutes of credits here. So, alright, first questions first, Rick. What did you actually think?
It was alright, but it was like a sandwich. Like, it started strong, it had a weak middle, and it had an alright end. Apart from the fact that, the ending wasn't an ending.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Very hard. Based upon Capcom's video game, Monster Hunter.
No shit.
Oh, there you go. Mila Jovovich.
I'm assuming you was thinking pretty much the same. But do you have anything to add on what you think?
I mean, it's nothing that I didn't already say. It's like the beginning was really strong. I think I said about 20 minutes in because I remember noting the time of Rick. This feels good.
Yeah.
Very quickly fell apart. There was a lot of conflict in the middle that was just conflict for the sake of conflict. And I don't know about you, Rick. I've never been a fan of the me Tarzan, you Jane.
Yeah, they could have replaced a lot of the middle combat with like a Tom and Jerry montage of them getting one up over each other and then eventually being fuck, we're tired of fighting. Let's just be mates.
Oh, hang on.
That's basically what happened.
We've got more film. It's just them still fighting the creature that we don't currently know what it is. Who the fuck are you?
Hey! Go, Meowscular Chef, go!
There's some stuff to dissect there. One, that was definitely a fucking sequel hook, because apparently there's a big human villain pulling the strings. And, alright, yeah, fair enough, we do get palicos in-game that help you out, but never the Meowscular Chef. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's the only palico that they showed.
Yeah, but it also kind of makes sense, because most of the food he cooks is out of monster parts, so it's a natural jump to assume that, hey, maybe he's butchered a few.
Yeah. That, and I think it's implied that he's specifically the Admiral's Palico.
Yeah, because the Admiral don't do much in game no more.
Nah, he's mostly retired, except for the fact that he's like 2 feet taller than everyone else and about 3 feet wider.
Yeah. Like, even when you do the Iceborne stuff, he gives the job to his kid. He doesn't do it himself. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. This could have been a lot better, but it also could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, so I kind of understand why there wasn't a lot of fanfare about it, one way or the other.
Yeah.
It did the job almost exactly of what it set out to do, which is adapt Monster Hunter into an isekai sandwich.
Yeah, I get you on that one. I'll tell you this, Rick. If I saw this in cinema when it came out and was new, I would have probably walked away happy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have felt like time is something that passes anyway. I wouldn't have felt like I'd wasted an evening watching it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have felt too much like I've wasted my ticket price on it.
I mean, I still don't think I wasted time on this. I think the film was okay and worth a watch. It's just, unfortunately, we're doing it in a review setting, which means I'm, in particular, looking at it with a bit of a critical eye at times. And
yeah, totally.
A lot of my complaints you can probably hand wave away, but, you know, it suffers really bad from main character syndrome with the MC, because there's some unforgivable stuff on it. Like, I wouldn't say Mary Sue necessarily, because that's a bit harsh, but, you know, definitely plot armor.
Yeah, an egregiously invincible protagonist where, yes, they get damaged, but not in any meaningful way. And beauty is never tarnished. Like, if she gets an injury, it's never to her face.
She had a few scratches on her face at the beginning, but unfortunately it's Mila Djokovic, and she's always pretty.
Yeah, like even with that little scar on her face that she had, that the little red open wound that was there for most of the film.
And did you notice that when she was dirtied up, it stopped just above her neck?
I didn't.
She had some grime on her, but it was never on her face proper, you know?
Yup.
But yeah. We will do our usual wind down, but we've got 5 minutes left of credits, and you know me, I like to do the wind down after the credits are finished. So, yeah, let's go into fantasy booking territory. Rick, what would you have done different? You're stuck with the same rough premise and the same actors and cast and whatnot, but what would you have changed?
I would have dropped. So you still got to have a human squad from Earth going in there, right?
Yeah.
I would have dropped them near a settlement, and had them adopted very early on, and have them integrate and learn from each other, and also have something else that the hunters can't deal with without the humans' input and different perspective on fighting styles, and everyone works together and they all learn from each other and create new styles that might end up becoming something in a game in the future.
So one of the animators was called Andrew Spanky Grant. I don't know why they felt the need to include that nickname. I'm sorry. I don't think I like that idea much at all, to be honest.
Fair enough.
You know, it's unfortunately that wouldn't make for a very interesting film. I think if you had a TV show, that would be a great premise because you could spend episodes and episodes on it. But you've got to bear in mind, you've got a set time limit. And this is a monster movie. People want to see the fucking monsters. And in that regard, I think they delivered.
Yes, they picked some very iconic monsters from the series. Even the herbivores are iconic.
Well, that's just it. The herbivores, iconic. Rathalos and Diablos are pretty much the two standouts of the series. Like, they're the iconic monsters, in my opinion. I've got no idea what the fuck that spider thing was, but I'm sure there are fans of the series that are like, oh shit, it's the spider thing.
Yeah. I think the only thing that would be more iconic is the universal jobber of Jaggies and the Jagras.
Yeah, but the Great Jaguars didn't come into Monster Hunter World, did it?
Nah, but like they could have put something like that in. It's easy to say, okay, these are jaggies, these are jobbers. They're easy to kill, but also like in great numbers, they're threatening. And then there's an alpha that's like 5 times the size of them, and we'll eat them.
This is true. I think the film could have actually benefited from, instead of the fake spider. Let's be honest, it was false sense of peril, because the spiders existed there to get rid of the rest of the team that got isekai'd.
Yes.
But I think it would have benefited from having Great Jagras, or not even Great Jagras, just regular Jagras or regular Gyros. Basically the small version they're not human size, but they're like comparable.
Velociraptors.
Yeah, they're like Velociraptors. And it would have been cool to see some soldiers take out that level of threat, you know?
I might have made it 2 humans from the regular world as like deuteragonists.
I mean, Rick,
if
we're going into fantasy booking territory, I don't think it should have involved the real world at all.
Oh yeah, totally. Like when we're doing fantasy bookings, we're going by the original premise. Like,
yeah.
Ideally, it would have just been a Monster Hunter movie in the Monster Hunter world, doing Monster Hunter things and following a Monster Hunter story.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't actually have that long left. But what would you have done?
I think I've already mentioned, like, I would have scrapped the spider and had regular Jagrasses. I probably would have had most of the squad actually get taken out in the attempt to deter or destroy Diablos, you know, rather than having this a secondary monster deal with it.
Sure.
You know, there's that. I would have gotten rid of the conflict between the and
Mila,
the hunter and Mila, because it was not needed. It was entirely artificial. Like, the very first interaction they had was the hunter shooting an arrow to warn them, and while the squad took it as hostile, Mila Djokovic's character specifically went, "Hold fire." It was just chalk, which means she must have put 2 and 2 together and gone, "This is clearly not a threatening action," you know?
Yeah.
It feels like you could have actually gutted most of that middle part of the film. But it is what it is. I know the main character has to have a certain amount of protection. They're the main character. They're usually going to make it from the beginning of the film to the end of the film, but it was unreasonable amounts in this. They had the scene where she gunpowdered her wound on her ankle. That was fine. That was showing some treatment, but we saw the hunter treat himself with a salve, and we even said it at the point when he got captured and took her in. She got captured and he took her in. We thought he was going to heal her and try his best to explain stuff and be like, "Yo, we're on the same side, monsters are fucked." But instead, it was just more conflict. Anyway, the film's over. Credits are done. We've spoken about what the brief overview of the film, how we felt and whatnot. We've tried to fix it in a very limited capacity. So let's get down to our final 3. Rick, do you have a favourite moment?
My favourite moment is when they showed the Meowscular Chef and he did the thing that was just like the game of cooking shit in Meowscular Chef fashion.
It was very cute. I wasn't expecting Meowscular Chef. I was very surprised to get Palicos at all.
Yeah, ditto. This seemed like the kind of movie that would just completely skip over that kind of thing because it was only humans until that point. Well, and, monsters. How about you? What was your favourite moment?
My favourite moment was right at the beginning of the film where I'm like, is that fucking Ron Perlman? I've got a bit of a appreciation of whenever Ron Perlman is on screen, mostly because Sons of Anarchy fucking rules. But, the guy's been in a lot of things and he plays tough guy pretty well. And, he wasn't in this film for overly long, but I was glad to see him. That brings us on to the next topic. Rick, do you have a weakest link for me?
The middle bit? Is that too harsh?
No,
we've said it multiple times. Like, you could have cut this film by a third of its length just by skipping the middle bit, which basically didn't need to happen. Like, we've been over it multiple times during this, and if you're listening at this point, then I'm a broken record. How about you? What was your weakest link?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Like, the human-on-human fight scenes were very well choreographed. I'm not knocking that, but a lot of it didn't need to happen, you know? It just, the film didn't even drag. The film is barely an hour and a half long if you don't include the credits, you know? And 20 minutes of it minimum is faff.
Yeah, totally.
There was no character development in that, apart from, we've got this artificial conflict that didn't need to happen, and the reason the conflict ends is, I wanted to get away from you, but I didn't want you to die horribly to these monsters. We are friends now because I didn't murder you. What?
And the fact that we both gave it to the middle bit rather than the 2 lots of epilepsy says a lot about how much the middle bit was dragged rather than the epilepsy bit being actually painful.
I did find myself checking the time remaining a lot during the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't like to end on a sour note. Let's end on a highlight. Rick, who is your MVP?
I'm going to give it to Toho because, as you say, they know monsters. They knew monsters well, and I don't think there was a single bad shot of monsters in this entire movie.
Yeah, that's fair. The spiders had a bit of if to them, but they're spiders. There's only so much you can do with them.
Yeah, like, they are spiders. They move like spiders. They do spider things. There are many of them. I think the only downside to the spiders was the contrivance of when there was only one of them following.
That was pretty much the beginning of the downfall segment, because I remember moaning at the time. Not even the beginning, It was just after the beginning, because that was after they became quote-unquote friends.
Yeah, it was kind of the finale of the middle bit when they actually started to, train together and do things correctly. But yeah, who was your MVP?
Rathalos.
Yeah.
I said it the moment the Rathalos was shown fully. It was like, oh shit, that Rathalos looks really good.
It did, yeah.
And then they just continue to do cool shit with it.
So yours is basically just a more hyper-focused version of my MVP.
Pretty much, man. Like, I like Diablos. That was quite fun. It's Diablos, what can you say? But it spent most of its time under the sand, as Diablos do, though. So, yeah.
Yeah, they do. I would like to give an honourable mention to Mila Jovovich for carrying most of the film in terms of characterization, but
her character was nothing.
It's less the character and more the fact that, she was the only human, and you have to, follow that human.
I mean, the hunter was in it for pretty much just as much.
But the monsters steal every scene that they're in.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because, they're monsters. Like, I don't need to go over my Godzilla fetishism.
Yeah, it's like Jurassic Park if they were 3 T-Rexes.
But yes, that's it for us today. That was the Monster Hunter movie. We can see why it wasn't given rave reviews. We can also see why people aren't screaming that was the worst thing in the world. Next week is the thrilling conclusion to our video game month. We won't tell you what we're doing. Actually, I think we might have already done that, but fuck it, we're not telling you again. And comment section down below if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, but instead listening via one of our many audio platforms, you can instead send us an email. Where would they send said email to, Rick?
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. If you've made it this far, as always, you're our favourite people. It's probably going to be a goodbye from me at this point.
Yeah, see you next week, guys.